All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dallas Geek, your source for all the latest nerdy news and geek culture. And today, Mike, I believe we're talking about something seasonally appropriate, I think is the correct term, seasonally appropriate. What was it? Is it Christmas movies, non-Christmas Christmas movies, movies that piss you off? Like, what is it exactly? I mean, you are the Grinch after all.
I am.
Oh.
I am. And I'm less crazy than Jim Carrey, so it makes sense.
Not hard to do.
No. But more crazy than Kanye somehow. I don't know how that works out.
Not hard to do.
No. Actually, yes.
Well,
very hard to do.
That's fair.
Very hard to do.
It's fair.
No. So I think it's the non-Christmas Christmas movies and one movie that just pisses me off, which...
Yes.
I swear you put on this damn list just to raise my blood pressure more than it already is.
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
Appreciate that.
So today we're going to be talking about the top 9 non-Christmas Christmas movies. And why top 9?
Yeah, wait, that is a weird number. Why 9?
Because Lethal Weapon specifically. Why Lethal Weapon? It knows what it did.
Is this a Mel Gibson thing, or is this a Lethal Weapon in general thing?
It knows what it did.
Directed by Richard Donner.
Anyway, yes. So,
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody on here knows exactly what we're talking about when we say the best non-Christmas Christmas movies. It is those movies that everybody watches at Christmas that we all know deep down inside are Christmas movies, even though they are not explicitly Christmas movies. You know, like the Undisputed Champion, that's not on our list because it's just that obvious. Empire Strikes Back. I know, odd way to present that, but
I was about to say, were you trying to cup your titties, or what was that?
eh.
Can I say titties on YouTube?
We have a fun button now.
I have a fun button too, but... Oh, you were talking about something different. Anyway.
But yes, no, but yeah, so we're going to be going after all the movies that we all love to watch at Christmas, and we're going to, once and for all, finally solve that great debate that has divided families and friends across the nation. What is the best movie to watch at Christmas that is not Miracle on 34th Street or It's a Wonderful Life? Because apparently somehow those have become the default favorites for everybody, other than the musical fans out there who go for White Christmas. And once again, don't know how those became the defaults, but somehow they did.
Well, they're all wrong.
Exactly.
We all know what the greatest Christmas movie of all time is.
It's on our list.
Well, no. The greatest Christmas movie of all time is A Muppet's Christmas Carol.
Mickey's Christmas Carol, but
I swear to God, I will bitch slap the shit out of you.
Oh, we'll get into that one off stream.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Go ahead and pull up the list.
Going in with our top 9, starting with number 9, which is, of course, Batman Returns.
You got that censor button ready?
Feel free.
So I just press it, and what does it do?
Press and let go, like all buttons work.
And it just will cover, what, like a
As long as you're holding it down. You know, the...
Tim Burton.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. You know what you did, Tim. You know what you did. That's all I have to say about that movie. The floor is
Give
yours
Johnny
on this
Depp a
one.
career?
And sell out harder than... Not Trump running for president, for being honest. Or Kanye.
But yes, so Batman Returns made number 9, just to piss off Mike, but also...
Oh, it worked, Brad, it worked.
But also because, I mean, come on. It takes place during Christmas. It has, well, a jolly round man who is fond of laughing
The worst
and bringing goodies to the boys and girls of Gotham.
The worst portrayal of multiple Batman characters ever.
I disagree.
I'm sure you do.
I think one of Danny DeVito's best roles.
Uh-huh.
Plus, we got more Michael Keaton. I mean, can you really argue with that?
Hey, you remember when Kevin Smith said it makes complete sense, then Tim Burton was quoted saying, "I've never read a comic book in my life"?
Wow. Going back to that old doozy. Yeah, that's original. But
Well, it explains it perfectly.
yeah. Anyway, no, I'm gonna say I personally love watching Batman Returns on Christmas just because. But it is not even close to my favorite. So that's just how this works. Number 8. Something that I think we can both agree on. Reindeer games. Because Ben Affleck.
It's pretty much the only reason that I got it. Ben Affleck, and they're dressed up as Santa for the heist. But mainly Ben.
Yeah. I mean, Ben Affleck's appropriate for all seasons.
It's true.
So.
Unless he's making a complete ass out of himself on Real Time with Bill Maher. But that was before Rehab.
Which time?
Yes.
But yeah, no, Reindeer Games, if you haven't seen it, it is cheesy as hell. It is fun, and it's got some of the corniest performances I think you're going to see from Ben outside of the one movie he actually regrets making, which is saying something. Gigli.
It was not the bomb like Phantoms, yo. No.
And definitely one of the cheesiest performances from Charlize Theron.
Which is really hard to do.
She has so many, and yet she is still such a talented actress. Yeah. But yeah. So, number 7, we have Trading Places.
Classic.
I mean, I can't imagine anybody arguing that this wouldn't be considered a Christmas movie. I mean, it takes place at Christmas. The whole premise is set up around Christmas.
Yep.
You have multiple Santa costumes. Mm-hmm. A dirty one, a clean one, a random one. And Eddie Murphy and John Aykroyd.
John Aykroyd?
Nope. That's, I don't know where my mind just went there. Dan Aykroyd.
Did you just...
Yes, I did.
Okay.
My mind just went... But that's not uncommon. So, Dan Aykroyd.
Yes.
Honestly, of all the 80s comedic duos that got together, I loved Aykroyd and Murphy together. Maybe the best, because their comedic play with each other just felt so natural. And especially when you toss in the amazing Jamie Lee Curtis in the middle of that, who, up until that point, I mean, you could figure she had some comedic timing, but that really showed that she could have just as much fun as the guys and keep up with, I mean, two brilliant comedic minds right there. That, I think it was the perfect combination.
Yeah. I don't think this movie gets the love that it should.
Yeah.
I think movies like Beverly Hills Cop, 48 Hours,
Coming to America
get more love than this one, and I would put this one right up there. Beverly Hills Cop is still my favorite.
Oh yeah.
But I think that this is right up there, and I think by fans that aren't fans of Eddie Murphy look at this one and they're just like, eh.
I would honestly put Trading Places as honestly top 3 Eddie Murphy.
Easily.
Like, it's not his normal, like, outrageous humor that he gets with a lot of his solo films, but it is just so on.
Yeah.
You know, his timing, every joke, every mannerism of his, especially when he's playing off of Aykroyd and Curtis, just, it feels so natural and perfect.
Oh yeah, I would agree 100%. So
yeah.
But yeah, no, Trading Places, absolutely. 6, which I think is absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely I think this was maybe one of the fastest agreements we had on this list.
Absolutely. Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
Absolutely a Christmas movie.
Speaking of Johnny Depp.
Yeah. An outsider trying to find his place in the world. You know, the acceptance of people that are different than you.
Tim Burton.
Oh, son of a bitch. Tim Burton has 2 movies on this list.
I was wondering how long it was going to take for you to notice that.
God damn it.
I was wondering how long it was going to take for you to notice. I wasn't going to mention it, but...
Nope,
button.
I'm good. I'm good. No, it is not a happy button.
But yeah, so Edward Scissorhands, definitely number 6. If you think it should be higher on the list, just wait. We got some ringers for
Absolutely.
you. But no, Edward Scissorhands, I think you and I really had it right when we were talking about this originally, when we said that this movie, one of the best reasons why this should be a Christmas movie is because the whole thing feels like a movie taking place inside a snow globe.
And I think it also just encaptures kind of like the spirit of the season of
Yeah.
like making people know that they belong and that they, you know, have a place to go to and everything like that. And, you know, with some of the news that's come out lately with mental health and everything like that, like I think this was probably a movie that was like 30 years ahead of its time.
Oh, yeah. And, of course, you know, this was, along with Nightmare Before Christmas, this was the other big movie to awaken every baby emo since it came out.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, it's been... I think this movie may have been one of the most influential movies in the whole emo goth scene that we've had in the last 30 years.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
So then number 5.
Now we're getting into
this
the heavy
was
hitters.
This one was your choice on the list for the top 5.
It's Gremlins.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah, anybody that thinks that Gremlins isn't a Christmas movie is a piece of shit.
Care to elaborate?
Well, how is it not a Christmas movie? He literally gets Gizmo as a Christmas gift. Plus, I don't know if a movie actually encapsulates the absolute chaos and shit show that is Christmas more than Gremlins.
Fair. Very fair.
And we've worked retail during Christmas, so we know exactly what we're talking about.
I still try to block those memories out. No.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, come on. Who can honestly argue with Gizmo?
Don't
Like,
feed them after midnight. Don't get them wet.
yeah. And Gremlins is one of those movies where I will riot if they ever try to remake it. Make a sequel, fine. But try to remake it, I'll riot.
It's fair. That's definitely fair.
Yeah. Like, I'm okay at this point, you know, what would be, it would be 30 years later if they made a sequel, right? At this point, because the last one was, what, early 90s?
Good question. Keep talking while I look that
We
up.
probably should have already figured that one out.
Yeah.
But, no, like, this is one of those franchises where I feel like
Gremlins 2 was 1990.
Okay. I feel like so many, I and so many other people would be okay just having
Gremlins
random...
1 was 84. So we're coming up on...
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, we're coming up on 40 years.
I'd be okay with just random sequels popping up every, decade or so, just because, even if they're not directly connected to the original.
If Leprechaun
like,
gets a series, then why can't Gremlins?
Yeah. Like, I feel like it would be perfect.
Absolutely.
Especially with the direction and progress that special effects have come.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if you want to go full animatronics again.
Nope. Yeah, I was about to say
Like,
as many
it
practical
feels-
effects, as many practical effects as possible.
Like,
Yep.
it feels like you'd experience real little fuzzy gremlins on screen at this point.
absolutely, yeah.
It would be amazing. But number 4 absolutely had to be Rocky 4.
Absolutely.
Because 4. But seriously though, I mean, what's more...
It is the triumph of American capitalism over those pinko piece of shit commie Soviets. It was their roided up, small testicled, Dolph Lundgren played. What? You good?
Keep going.
What?
Oh,
What?
this is amazing.
What? Drago killed an American treasure in Apollo Creed. So Rocky Balboa had to go get sweet vengeance. He did it on Christmas Day on Soviet soil. Wearing the American flag shorts. What is more Christmas than that? What is more Christmas than Americans giving a middle finger to the Soviets? Nothing. That's what.
You heard it, folks. What's more Christmas than Rocky
In fact,
kicking Soviet
cue up the
ass?
damn national anthem. Let's go.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Too much?
But anyway.
Not enough?
But no, I
Plus,
think
it also
it's,
has one of the greatest training montages of all time.
Oh, yeah.
And screaming, Drago! On the top of a mountain.
I mean, I honestly...
And not creating an avalanche somehow.
This may be controversial, but I actually love the training montage from Rocky IV significantly more than the original. Like, don't get me wrong. I love the training montage from the original Rocky, but the one from number 4 is just so... It's just so peak 80s.
I was about to say, that
love
entire
every
movie is so
aspect about it.
80s in the best way possible.
It
so good.
is cheesy as hell, and I can honestly watch the training montage on a loop and not get bored. It's amazing.
Well, and that entire movie, like the announcement of the fight being on Christmas Day, and everybody is just, up in arms, and Rocky Balboa is just sitting there stoic, and he knows what he's going to do. He's going to go in there and beat the shit out of Ivan Drago.
And it didn't have a robot.
It's true. And he did it without steroids. I mean...
We love you, Sly.
I don't think Stallone himself can say that, but...
No. With that, number 3.
Yes.
This one may have been one of the more hotly debated between us movies to make the list. But Mike, this one was your baby, so
It's absolutely my baby. This is Batman: Mask of the Phantasm.
yes.
For those that don't know, I hate you. You're an awful human being, and you deserve coal in your stocking on Christmas Day.
Hey. There's some little Gen Zers and, Gen Alpha, I think is what the little
Are they
ones
minors
called.
or are they adults?
Gen Z are adults. Gen Alpha, they're the...
So I can't punch them closed fist as hard as I
but
can. Okay.
they're young enough to have not had a chance. Gen Z...
Those are the ones I can punch,
They're
right?
borderline.
I can punch those ones?
The older ones, yes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Good.
But yes, no... Mask of the Phantasm.
So-
Fantastic movie.
Absolutely.
But why Christmas specifically?
Well,
Other than the fact that, it's released on
Exactly.
Christmas.
Released on Christmas Day, back in 1993, up to 2019 when they released The Killing Joke in theaters. It was the only animated DC film to get a theatrical release.
No. I believe Sub-Zero had a limited.
I don't think it did.
I'll check.
You double check,
I
'cause I
thought
think-
it had a limited.
I don't think it did.
theatrical.
I think Mask of the Phantasm was the only one. Oh, well, that's a pretty easy passcode.
Continue.
But outside of it being actually released on Christmas Day, look, I think what encapsulates the spirit of Christmas more than Batman?
Hence Batman Returns.
Thanks for throwing down on that alley-oop. I appreciate that. No, look, what encapsulates the spirit of Christmas more than Batman? I mean, really, seeing the best in people, trying to do everything that you can to make the world a better place. Bruce Wayne's personal struggle with coming to terms with who he is as a human being. Knowing the mission that he has to take on. Essentially, some might argue maybe, helping pay for the sins of man. I'm not saying that Batman's Jesus,
Because that's Superman.
Well, no, that's Moses. What? What? Superman is Moses.
Oh, actually, yeah.
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 Yeah, don't give me that look.
I mean, in fairness, yeah.
Plus,
Depends on which version.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Plus, if we're just being honest,
Snyder. But yes.
with the recent passing of Kevin Conroy too, I wanted this on the list just because, you know,
Yeah.
felt like we still had to shout it out one more time. Plus, this is also one of the movies that always comes up in terms of like the best comic book movies of all time.
Oh,
I think it was on Rolling Stone's top 15. It was the only, I think, animated one on, I think, Collider's 20 greatest superhero movies of all time. Plus, like I said, story-wise, it's just fantastic, and released on Christmas Day.
Finally found it. Took for freaking ever. Direct-to-video. You were right. But it was meant to be a cross promotion with Six Flags.
Right.
Which, still an odd pairing, but sure.
Yeah, a little bit.
Although, do you remember those Batman stunt shows that used to be at?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then the ones that got changed up after the release of Batman Forever.
Yep. Yeah, so that's why Mask of the Phantasm is absolutely a Christmas movie.
Oh, yeah. All right, so now number 2. And I think you may have the best way to explain the reasoning on this one. That would be the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Lion Jesus.
There you go, folks.
Sorry, Lion Jesus, voiced by Liam Neeson.
So Lion Jesus, voiced by Jesus. Got it.
There you go. Yep. No, look, without getting
Also,
into...
you know, Santa Claus is literally in it.
He is a character, yeah. Without getting into pissing off atheists and non-Christians and... the whole reason for the season thing, it is literally encapsulated in the Chronicles of Narnia. Sons of Adam, daughters of Eve, Aslan sacrificing himself for the sins of man, then being reborn. Like, it is literally, like, C.S. Lewis's writing is chock full of Christianity and Christian themes. It is an allegory for the reason for the season, quote unquote.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, The Lion, the Witch, and Wardrobe is a fantastic book, and I thought that it was actually a much better movie than it got credit for.
Oh, without question.
Yeah.
But I will say, I still love...
Plus, who doesn't love James McAvoy as Mr. Tumnus?
As one sexy goat man.
Yep.
But, no, I will say, one of my favorite things about all of this, it isn't even about the movie, it's the background on it. Still not figured out how accurate or apocryphal it is, but just the story of C.S. Lewis and Tolkien going back and forth, and Lewis making the absurd additions without any regard to lore for The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and then just for shits and giggles throwing in Santa Claus because he had to put that one last thing in there to piss off Tolkien. If all of that really is accurate, it just makes me love it even more.
Right.
Because it means that The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is the quintessential proof of maybe the greatest nerd argument of all time.
It's a very fair point.
And I love that.
Yep.
I absolutely love it.
Absolutely. Plus, it's a great read.
Yeah.
It really is. The book is fantastic.
Oh yeah, and it's just so fun.
Yeah.
Honestly, and that's the most important piece of it. It's fun.
Yeah.
So now number 1, our number 1 non-Christmas Christmas movie of all time.
I feel like this one has to be on there.
If anybody assumed anything else, that you're wrong.
Because of the great debate is is this even a Christmas movie or not? I say it is.
Oh, I think every sane person alive does.
Yeah.
Die Hard.
Yep. Christmas movie. Takes place at a Christmas party.
At Christmas.
At Christmas. It's about reconciling with people, your loved ones, not being alone during the holidays.
Seasonal depression.
Big time seasonal depression. Atoning for past mistakes. To come together to throw East German terrorists off of Nakatomi Plaza.
And presenting them with gifts of their dead terrorist buddies.
That's true.
So, yeah.
I mean, the fact that ho ho ho, I have a machine gun now is a line from this movie should tell you everything you need to know.
And I think one of the best traditions that's ever been made, and I respect it so deeply, is specifically starting Die Hard in time to have Hans Gruber get thrown off at the top of Nakatomi Plaza at the stroke of midnight for Christmas Day.
Yep.
Like that.
Because remember, it's not Christmas until Hans Gruber's ass gets thrown off of Nakatomi Plaza.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's the one of many Die Hard drinking games. Take a shot for every explosion.
Oh, yeah. The fact that the song that's playing during the credits is Let It Snow.
Plus, you got Papa Winslow himself. I mean, how can you possibly argue against that? I say that just solidifies it.
Oh, absolutely. And again, anybody that thinks that Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie, you are probably rooting for the terrorists.
I mean, in fairness to the terrorists, they had one sexy leader.
I'm just going to snippet that in fairness to the terrorists, and I'm going to play that all over social media.
I mean, are you honestly saying that you would have heard that voice and not followed him?
Yes.
That velvety voice?
In the 80s?
Oh, yeah. Plus,
or in the 40s.
How dare you besmirch Professor Snape like that?
Oh, you mean
although that's not really making a good argument.
I was about to say the
thing.
character that everybody that's read the books talks about how disgusting of a human being they are and how they should have never been redeemed at all.
How dare you besmirch Alan Rickman like that?
How dare you stand where he stood?
But seriously though, Die Hard is the best Christmas film without question, and if you don't agree, you're wrong.
Yep, absolutely.
You lost the argument and just...
You lose! You get nothing! Good day, sir!
Go back to your corner, sulk, and figure out how to make yourself right with the world.
Preferably by throwing your ass off of Nakatomi Plaza.
Yep. So yeah, yeah, I guess that's really how we have to run with this. It's just that those are our top 9 non-Christmas Christmas movies, or as we like to consider them, top 9 Christmas movies, because every one of them are appropriately Christmas to us.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
But yeah, Batman Returns, Reindeer Games, Trading Places, Edward Scissorhands, Gremlins, Rocky IV, Mask of the Phantasm, Chronicles of Narnia, and Die Hard, because how could it have been anything else?
Oh, absolutely.
And let us never forget Lethal Weapon. Just because.
Again, is this a Mel Gibson thing? Or is this
it knows what it did. I shouldn't have to say any more.
On that note,
yes, but guys, thank you so much for joining us today. As always, if you have not already, please do not forget to like the video, subscribe, and
why is that in front of me?
Hit the notification bell over on YouTube, because that notification bell is the one way to make sure that the Googles we'll tell you whenever we go live or post a new video of one of our interviews or our random topics of the day.
Yeah.
Because it's what we do.
ADHD brain is a real thing. ADHD brain is a real thing.
And nerds with way too much trivia to share is also real. And then, of course, if you are watching us over on Facebook, you know, the platform made by lizard people, don't forget to like and follow us over there because, you know, however you prefer to get your video, we're there for you. Except on TikTok. Because,
no Chinese malware on my phone.
And of course, if you want to be able to check out more of our show but do not have time for the videos, you can always catch the audio of our shows over on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, and Stitcher, because places and things and stuff.
Word.
But yes, until next time, I'm Brad, that's Mike, we're Dallas Geek, and see ya.